Most homecoming stories tend to follow a familiar arc. The protagonist returns from the city to their roots, armed with newfound awareness and a desire to challenge the perceived backwardness of their hometown. The village becomes a symbol of everything regressive, while the returning hero assumes the role of an enlightened savior. Tribeni Rai's debut feature Shape of Momo begins as if it might tread this well-worn path, only to quietly and beautifully dismantle it. Hello everyone, I am T, and welcome to my channel Inforo Media and Entertainment, where we cover from Holly to Tolly and celebrate world cinema side by side. Set in a small village in Sikkim, the film follows Bishnu Gaumaya Gurung, a 30-something woman who returns home after building a life in Delhi. Intelligent, ambitious, and fiercely independent, she immediately appears out of sync with her surroundings. Living with her grandmother, mother, and pregnant sister, Bishnu is frustrated by the gender expectations that continue to govern their lives. From conversations about marriage to the compromises the women around her have accepted, she sees patriarchy everywhere and believes it must be challenged. Yet Shape of Momo refuses to reduce its world to a simple conflict between progress and tradition. Instead, it reveals the limits of Bishnu's certainty. The villagers are not portrayed as victims awaiting rescue, nor are the women in her family framed as passive sufferers. They have developed their own strategies of survival within a social structure that predates them. Bishnu's mother hangs her late husband's clothes outside the house to create the illusion of a male presence, a small act that speaks volumes about safety, fear, and adaptation. Her sister Junu, once a talented basketball player, has embraced motherhood. Her grandmother continues to place her hopes in an absent son. These choices are not romanticized, but neither are they dismissed. What makes the film so compelling is its willingness to interrogate its own protagonist. Bishnu's feminism is sincere, but it is also shaped by privilege and distance. Having escaped to the city, she returns believing she can correct what is wrong. Her frustration often manifests as entitlement, and her attempts to disrupt long-standing social arrangements expose how little she understands the fragile balance her family has spent years maintaining. The film recognizes that resistance itself can become a performance when detached from empathy. The title serves as the film's most effective metaphor. Bishnu cannot make perfectly shaped momos and insists that the taste matters more than the appearance. The statement becomes a reflection of her own identity. She resists conformity, yet struggles to define who she is outside of that resistance. Around her, the women obsess over the shape of the dumplings because they have spent their lives being judged by similar standards. The shape changes, the taste remains. Much like patriarchy itself, its outward forms differ across regions and cultures, but its influence continues to shape lives in familiar ways. Rai's filmmaking is equally thoughtful. Drawing from personal experience, she adopts an observational style that favors silence, gesture, and atmosphere over dramatic confrontation. Everyday activities, cooking, farming, family conversations become vehicles for larger social questions. Arkan Agangreka's cinematography captures both the beauty and unease of rural Sikkim, while the immersive sound design turns the landscape into an active participant in Bishnu's emotional journey. The film's visual language subtly tracks her evolution, revealing a woman who believes she is moving towards liberation only to discover deeper uncertainties within herself. Gaumaya Gurung delivers a remarkable performance, conveying Bishnu's contradictions through body language and quiet observation rather than overt dramatics. She makes the character sympathetic without absolving her flaws. The supporting cast, particularly Pashupati Rai as Bishnu's mother, grounds the film with emotional authenticity and lived experience. Perhaps the film's greatest achievement lies in challenging romantic assumptions about belonging. Bishnu leaves her village searching for freedom and identity, only to realize that neither the city nor home can fully provide them. The film understands that belonging is not a destination but a negotiation between past and present, selfhood and community, aspiration and acceptance. Tender, perceptive, and emotionally mature, Shape of Momo is less interested in changing the world than in understanding it. It is a nuanced examination of gender, class, migration, and identity that resists easy answers. By refusing to glorify its protagonist or condemn its setting, the film achieves something rare, a portrait of a woman discovering that understanding others may be the first step towards understanding herself.